Perfect. Hello. Hello. Welcome. Thank you for coming to my podcast, Open to the Universe QHHT. And I am a practitioner um, and owner of Open to the Universe and practitioner of QHHT, Jennifer Martinez. But you can call me Jen. It's just what I resonate with. So today I wanted to come on here. I just felt so compelled, just this, everything just worked up to this very moment for me. And I kind of lead that way with my podcast. And so today, what came to me was just really remembering who you are. We are in this maze of life, and we kind of don't even realize we really are. But if you do step back and you do realize you're programmed from day one to think a certain way by either society or your family or the ones who are just around you. Um, and what's amazing is we're these mighty beings in these bodies, these characters, and we're living certain ways and we believe certain things. And what I really think is amazing right now is this is like the great awakening for us to remember who we are. We've evolved in 100 years so fast. I mean, how is that even possible? Without the help of the other side, without the help of light workers coming into these new characters, bodies, beings, us. That's why I always say we're just so magnificent because we're multidimensional, first of all. Our being on the other side is this higher self, this mighty being, and it goes even further than that, but we won't even go there today with that point. We're just going with as high as the higher self. And just knowing that it's not that you're like, you know, stuck where you are, and maybe some people are, and um, it's more of like, what do you need to learn in that moment? I suppose that's really what I was trying to mean. And some people get that confused with being stuck, and maybe there's a lesson there that you didn't quite learn yet, and that would this or that is the whole purpose, but of you know of life, of what you're here for, of what you actually chose, because you choose everything. This is your life, your manifesting every single thing. And that's why we really, really have to be careful once we do become aware of what we think and what we say, and really use our tools. I've had I'm a senior caregiver as well. So I've had some incidents where, people, when we just leave, when it's time to leave, it's time to go, no matter what another person can see, whatever, maybe you're caught off guard and that person is gone, passed away, and you're like, how did that happen? You know, it's almost like you want to question it, but it's happened to me several times in this year. And like the first two, I was like, how? What the heck? I didn't see it coming, right? And then the last was like, okay, it was like the universe kept presenting it to me, because of course they didn't want it to be presented to me, because that is a shift. I think anytime any of us go through that, we have shifted to a whole new reality of them not being in our life. And that's what I mean is so magnificent too, because they did not die. They're very much alive wherever they're at. If it's the other side, if it's another dimension, however we want to look at it. Um, I know Bashar, he is someone I follow. I love him. The Asanis. Um, he is going to do an upcoming show on, or, session or whatever he does on ghosts. So I think that's going to be really interesting to listen to. if you guys are interested. He just explains, like, he kind of did it with the theme of it being Halloween. It's October, so it's like happy October for us. It's our fall in America, obviously, on this side. Anyone on the other side is probably the opposite, right? um, which is wonderful, which is amazing, in which summer has to go somewhere and winter has to go somewhere. And I just think that's so neat that, I don't know, it's really cool when you really look at life and you start to see it in a beautiful way. Um, it's more like being appreciative you're even in a body. You even got the opportunity to come to Earth. Hey, how are you? Thanks for coming. And I was just talking about just really appreciating your life and realizing you are in the maze of, this is a maze. We have obstacle courses. Just like I said, if someone passes away, it shifts you, it does something to you. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I used to be a receptionist for a very long time, and people used to just talk to me for hours, and I never really understood that. But then I learned about podcast, and I started one, and I enjoy it. I mean, I enjoy talking, as it's just fun things that I've learned that I feel like, hey, I'm just a regular person learning too, and this is what I know, and I'm confirming it. As well as I'm a practitioner for QHHT, which is quantum healing hypnosis technique, which is a beautiful, gentle way of connecting to the all knowing part of yourself. Yeah, it's incredible. And it was developed by Dolores Cannon, and she's a valid person who had did it for about 50 years. I want to say she dedicated her life, like, back in the 90s, early 2000s. There was no internet. Well, maybe there was, but nothing like this. And yeah, and so she kind of just, towards the end of her life, she got signals to have to teach it, to start teaching it. And now there's so many students across the whole world. Yeah, we can do both, online or off. Yep. Yep. So you can learn it and become a practitioner. And I'm a level 2. There's just 3 levels, but it's not like you're trying to climb these levels. You're just going through life. And as you do, you happen to just get better at it, or maybe not. Some people just learn who they were really meant to be. Yeah. So, I would love to do that. But, I think it's something that changes your life too, because you just connect to the other side. And some people don't have that until they kind of go through something like this. Yeah, you don't really know until you actually have a session. Um, let's see. So, and when you do have a session, I've done not a lot. I've only done about 50 people. I know other people who have done obviously thousands. Dolores herself, she did 10,000 people, which is amazing. But it's not really about the number. It's more just about, so that's Dolores Cannon. You can go right to her page, and her class is at the top, and then you can just sign up online. Um, it's about what you ask. It's all about the questions, and you don't want to lead those. You don't want to say, is your sweater orange or is your sweater red? Of course, then they're going to see a red sweater. Um, it's more of like, what do you see around you? How are you feeling in this environment? So when it's like an open question for them, it's just more soothing, and you want to have this calmness about yourself, because it's such a personal journey for that person, because they either came to you because you were their last hope. They didn't know where to turn, and they were just at their wits end. And so when they come to a practitioner, they are very vulnerable. So it's amazing that you can hook people up that way, because essentially it's like, yeah, I don't know you, but I want you to be the best you can be in your life, of course, as I'm just a regular person, and I would hope that for everyone. um, because life isn't easy. We get presented with lots of obstacles. Um, And that's why I go back to the maze, your maze of life. You get thrown these obstacles. So it could be death, it could be, losing someone, I mean, divorce, or whatever it is. There's just so many things it could be at this point now. I feel like we're getting everything out on the that's what I feel like right now is with all the chaos. It's like they're just trying to get everything out that they can get out that is bad. So yeah, and oh sorry, yeah. Um and what else was I gonna say? And I just feel like we have evolved even just in this 2 years. We are starting to know the light is just shining on the dark. I mean, it's revealing the dark, and that's what's really amazing, that there's a lot of good people out there. I don't care what they tell us. Every time I reach out to you guys, it's like there's hundreds and maybe millions of great people out there. So I first get fearful, um, and then I realize that nope, we're okay, because there's lots of us good people out there, and we're not going to let it just fall through. We're going to shine our white. We're light workers, so it's like we're going to shine our light, and that's really just being a good person, um, and changing people's mindset of people. Before, like, I remember when I was a little kid, my mom said hi to everyone. Everyone was friendly. It was weird, right? And then I grew up and it wasn't like that. It was like, why are you looking at me? Don't look at me, you know? So I was getting that when I went to the cities, even that. It was intimidating a little bit, but I realized that was what was going on. I was like, oh my gosh, we're like detaching, and instead of feeling hopeless and all of that, it's just like, no, I'm not going to get sucked in. Even if there's a handful of us light workers on this planet, that would be enough, I think, to shine some light. But it's a yin and yang planet, so opposites. So no matter what, at this point, we're split right in half, good and evil, um, or whatever. I think that's what it's trying to evolve out of. But right now, that's what they've taught me it is. Um, but through all of this, yeah, there's all of these things kind of going on. We have to remember, to a point, we need to just start remembering who we really are. We're these mighty beings. We're not just flesh and blood. you know, we have a much greater part to us that has the all knowing answers. So anything that we have going on that we're questioning, we actually have the answer. We're questioning ourselves because we actually hold the answer. But through all the obstacles, sometimes we just get so unsure of ourselves. And then if you really look at it, it's your chakras. One of the chakras are overactive, um, blocked, and no matter what, we're all connected, no matter what. And I think there's a lot of us screaming for help. They don't want to be like that. If you stripped away all that bad, they'd be a beautiful bright light under it. And it's just because something happened to them along the way. I mean, if you've had kids, you even think about it. If you had a little kid, you're like, oh my gosh, if someone hurt you, right? And that happens, and it's just terrible. It happens, and there's no one to save them sometimes. And then they grow up and they're whatever they are, but it's not because I don't believe that it's because they want to be like that. I mean, yeah, they have personalities and they'd like to be a certain way, but I don't think most people want to do that. I just think they lose hope, lose their self, lose their connection to the source, to like this part of us that we need a connection to, the other side. And whatever you want to label it, it can be God, it can be the source, it can be anything you want to choose, because I feel like a lot of people feel a funny way when they say God. They're like, because they have a belief system intact. And when that happens and you feel some funny way about it, then you should visit it, because you don't at I just feel like at this point in this time, 2022, October. We're almost to the end. We're almost into the future of 2023. I mean, I don't care how you guys look at it. It's the future. We're moving into it, and why not evolve? Why not be the best you? I mean, really, whatever it is, whatever you see yourself doing, you should do it, and you shouldn't hold back. And who's to say you're not good enough, or who's to say? I mean, even if there is someone who's like, oh wow, that's them. That's not you, and it's your life, and you're dreaming of your dream. You're trying to manifest something you like, but you don't know how. You almost have to step away from people who do that to you. You have to stop like allowing it to happen. If they're degrading you or saying, no, you couldn't do that, that's not possible for you because you would have to do. And that's just what they see through their eyes, and that's not so anyway. Yeah, I love that one because it's just like we just need to start listening to ourselves and following our own paths and not getting led by other people so much. It's nice to have positive people around you. Obviously, you don't want to be all by yourself. I don't mean it like that. And I mean it like lead lead your path, but also have great people around you. You need to laugh. You need to enjoy life. Your path, you need to enjoy it. I mean, every day should be a great day because when you look back, you don't want to be like, oh gosh, I was miserable. I was just doing nothing, right? I was just miserable and I wasted those days. Why not look back and be like, great, I was super happy. I love that. Like we had good memories or we did this, didn't want to do it. Maybe I wasn't filling up to it, but I still did it. And you look back and you're almost glad you did it. Yeah, that's awesome. Oh, you wish. No. Well, um, you know what? It's funny because sometimes we do go through that. I know I've had my period of like going through where I had friends that we always judged everyone. I worked at a bank, I was a receptionist there. And you hold a mentality in those places too. Those people are uppity, and it was almost like I realized then I was playing the character of like if I wasn't with almost like the mean girls, they weren't mean. They were super sweet if you came in. But almost like when you left, oh, it just wouldn't be like, unless you had like, I don't know, I hate it. It felt like high school. I did it way too long. It's because I was programmed right out of high school to be like, if you don't get a good job, you're nothing, basically. And you can be replaced. And that's how I grew up, is feeling like I don't ever want to feel replaced, to be replaced. And now I know there's no way any of us could ever be replaced. It definitely, after losing my friends this year, I had a few that, but it's okay. It's not like I've lost them. It's just that they physically aren't in this reality that I'm viewing now. So, yeah. And then after the hurricane in Florida, that was a lot because I love Florida, but that's okay. It's crazy how it all is. But anyway, I just want to go back to us connecting. When we connect with the source, with God, we're going to feel better. We don't need to make it all weird. We don't need to worship because you hold God in you. You are a part of Him, or however you want to say it. It's whatever. You don't even have to say Him. Uh, however, whatever makes you feel the most comfortable connecting to this source, this all-knowing part of yourself. And it's like a God feeling of just knowing that you're mighty, that you're magnificent, that you're really everything. You're really everything. Um, and you're amazing. So I have mentors, but also at the same time, it's like I know I'm a mentor and I'm sure they would put me equal to them. But um, because I think mentors do that. You get to a certain point and you're just very humble, and that's how you really know you're connected. So when you're not connected, you're gonna have a rough. Everything's gonna be rough, rough. it's just not going to go very well. You're going to talk bad to yourself. You're going to be like, oh, I look ugly, just you're just going to have, oh, this is this, and oh, if I just change this, I could be this, right? So then you'll know you're disconnected. um and again, I've just went through a really long summer because it's like I had to like help someone who was slowly passing away and then passed. And um and then right before that I had a friend pass in the spring. Yeah. So it just was a lot. It was just a lot. But you know what it taught me? um it's like, yeah, you can be attached, but also you learn to communicate, because see, I know so much now. So then okay, same thing with me. But like August 16th was the day she left, out of the body, but she's still here. And so we communicate. So I learned so much that we can communicate with them. Every time I would think of her and I'd be like, oh, Martha. No, she felt like a mom, but she was more just a really great friend. I actually am a senior caregiver and I gave her husband senior care. And she was really fine. She was the lady who could do all of it, but just she didn't couldn't like do extra stuff because she was really tiny and he was really big. And so I did most of that. So she could do all the grocery shopping, all those basic things. But I would take him to like his doctor's appointments and make sure he didn't fall and those kind of things. And then she just said, I didn't feel good. She just told me, she goes, Jen, I don't feel good. And I was like, you don't? And I thought that was weird because she's never complained, right? And then you take them, and then that happened, and it was weird because I think she went into shock. Is like, wait, what did he say? Um, oh, well, see, okay. So when she first left, I saw a chipmunk and it wouldn't leave me alone. And I was like, oh my gosh, I just read this in Dolores's books. So Dolores Cannon has 19 books. And in one of her books, yeah. So if you feel sad in any moment and you think about her and you're feeling sad and you're crying, that's because she's right next to you. That's why. And you can feel her, and it's crazy. And your body's kind of like, I don't know. And so when you have merged your body from your all knowing part, right? And you put them together, and you know that sensation of you thinking about your mom and then your mom is right there. Like literally, that's how I learned. So my best friend's mom passed away. And this was before I was really in tuned and all that. She would come to me and I would just start channeling her. And I've done this for about 3 years now. And so, with me going under and stuff, I learned who I was. I learned I could channel. All it was is so simple. Well, I had to do some work. I had to do some affirmations. It's like if you want abs, you've got to work out for that muscle. It's the same way. That's basically why I did this one today. It's like remembering who you are. So you were meant to be here to listen to me today so that you can remember who you are. You're this mighty being that your mom is just right there. And every time you talk about her, every time you think about her, she's just like, hey, I'm right here. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. That's what I'm getting from it. And it's just listening to your gut feeling, clearing away the doubt. So if you're doubting at all and you're like, no, that's not possible. So if you do that, instantly you've given it power that it's not possible for you, right? And so for me, I trust myself. I trust the other side because the other side's amazing. I've been under, like, as a practitioner, I've practiced so much with other practitioners, and I've probably been under like 10 times with QHHT, which gives you the ability to really see what we really know. um, that's why it's so important. So if you want a session, I would love to. It's called be QH2. That was the other one that. So she has just another classmate decided to do her own thing, and I can do it online. Um, and you can go under, and you could probably even talk to your mom instantly. I bet you any money, uh, she'd come right to you and say, "Hey, I'm right here, and I'm okay, and I'm happy, and I love you, and you're doing great, and you're amazing, and you just have to remember that." And so, wow, I just felt so like that just came through. I don't even know you, and I felt like so like that's what she wants you to know. And I feel that like I just got chills, like yeah, like it's just really beautiful when you connect and you know in your heart that it's true, right? So, and you'll never forget her voice, and you'll never forget her hug, and you'll never forget her face. And, I mean, without a photo, I'm not, yeah, I'm sure you've got a million, but I just mean like in your mind. Yeah, that connection. Um, and you could, and anyway, I don't always talk to my lady. Her name was Martha, because I know we were good. We made it, like we became, yeah, we're at peace. So if any moment I get a tear in my eye, it's because I know she's like got her hand on my shoulder, or yeah, her hand on my shoulder, like, hey, I love you. And it's good. So, okay, I know I need to add it to my website, but also you can go to, so I'm doing like a partnership with Happy Line Center. You can go through there. There's other practitioners too as well, but let me put that website out, Happy Lion Center. Jen at, so just, so I've done QHHT for now going on, well, since 2019. Level 2, I've done 50 people so far. And I've done podcasts now for 2 years because they told me I needed to, just get that out there and do it. And it's amazing what it's become. And I love everyone else who listens. Thank you, thank you, thank you for listening to me. Because, I was, at first, I didn't really know. I didn't trust myself. I didn't trust what I actually knew. Yeah, um, I just didn't know half the stuff. I guess that's what it is. I didn't trust myself, period. And then as I've started to do meditation, I do group meditation with Happy Line Center. Her name's Blair Hall. She's my partner, and she's awesome. She's a great practitioner as well. I'm going to be learning Reiki. Oh, I want to do that. So anything holistic healing, anything that you're basically healing yourself, it's self-healing. That's what you want. You don't want anyone else healing you because they don't know exactly all the details of what you've been through and maybe what has been brought over that you needed to work on. So it gives you, when you do have a session, it gives you all of that. Your purpose. Why are you here, and what can you do? I really, so I've read almost all, I think I pretty much have read all of Dolores's 19 books. I was on my last one. It's convoluted. It's her series, Convoluted Universe. There's 5. And I'm on the 5th at the tail end. And it's just, I mean, it changes your whole mindset. It makes you just kind of realize there's a bigger picture to all of this, and then you just really become appreciative that you're even in a body experiencing it, listening to a podcast, maybe driving a car, eating the ice cream, smelling the food, and then eating it. I don't know, I feel like we have to appreciate things like that. And you know buying clothes, and I mean, not to get carried away, but it's like this is like the only time that it'll really be like this, is what they've told me. And soon we won't have the things we have. they'll just be gone. Um, let's see. Yeah. Yes, that is correct. Quantum healing hypnosis technique developed by Dolores Cannon. Over 50 years. So she's amazing. She's gone, but it's neat because it connects you with, when you have a session like this, it connects you with the all-knowing part of yourself where you know for sure that you are magnificent and that you're here just experiencing what it's like to be in that particular body, that life, that experience. And again, and then we go through more experiences, more obstacles. Life is a maze. But realizing that and enjoying it, and then finding your happiness. Sometimes it may not be in the spot you're at. Maybe this time it's teaching you a certain lesson that's not comfortable and you feel stuck. That's kind of what I was talking about earlier. What if you're not stuck, right? What if you're not? But for some reason, that lesson keeps getting presented to you. So it's like really becoming aware of it and saying out loud, "Oh, I got that. Okay, thanks for that lesson. I've got it now." And you might get it one more time because I sure did. Yeah. And I felt like this last time was like, all right, it's almost like I owed it to her to show her what I've learned in this time gap, in this like 3 years that I've been learning. And it was like, okay, all right. So now we play this game. And Martha's on this side and I'm on this side, but we still can communicate telepathically and by the heart. And I'm a seer. It's the one thing and that's my third eye. It's clear. I can see, no problem. Yep. Yep. But that's only because I've worked on it. I do affirmations. I listen to good people. I surround myself with good people. I tell myself I'm amazing. And and it's not like it's like conceited. It's more of like, I'm not going to go hurt someone with my tendencies. My intentions are always good. It's like a peace. It's like whatever it is. I see whatever I need to see. It's neat. Whatever it could be. It doesn't matter. Sometimes I even see myself in the universe and as my higher self. Like it projects right back out. And I can see the earth, or um, one time I was in my group and I could see, I had a friend who was there and she was meditating and she was really having struggles in her relationship. And she was just like saying something. And I instantly could see her timeline and I could see that parallel timeline. I said, if you stay like this and you work on yourself, I saw good. It was like really good. Or sometimes one time I was in my group, and it seems like it's a lot in my group because it amplifies my light. And we like say it out loud and we say what we see. And um, that's pretty cool. I love all that stuff. But I think it's something that you have to choose that you would like to work on. What do you like? And that was my struggle at first. I was like, what? I was too hard on it. I was too hard on that question. What do I like? It was just kind of forcing it versus being gentle and being like, let me get a variety of things and let me kind of see what I like. Right. That's kind of what I did. And yeah, I love it. So yeah, I have some quotes. And so I love this quote. It's by Louise Hayes, and I love her. She's obviously passed away. Um, but I went through some other stuff besides losing my sweet little Martha. Um, yeah. So she says, say these things. All is well. Everything works out for my highest good. And out of this situation or experience, only good will come. And I am safe. And she says, why she says I am safe? Because at the end, your normal self, your ego, your normal everyday self that could doubt, most likely is your doubter, makes you not trust yourself. Um, but that's just what it knows how to do. But anyway, that needs to be told you're safe, because that can get twisted out of control and say, no, 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 this situation's different. It's not going to work with that quote. It's not going to work with that phrase. Um, that's why you have to say, I am safe, whatever the situation is. Any kind of situation that would make you feel uneasy, back against the wall, um, like you feel like everything's crashing down. Um, you can say this. Any kind of little prayer that you can come up with is great. But that one I thought was a beautiful one. I said it a few times. I sent this one to my sister. I felt like she loved it. Oh, thank you. Hi. Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah. Good to see you too. Yeah. Wow. Wow. That's amazing. You just said that near death experience. It's amazing. What did you get when you experienced it? Like, what was over there? Did they say something? Did they? Wow. So, I as well. Wow. That. Mm, that's. So I do. Soul speak. Julia Cannon. That is Dolores's daughter, and she is a psychic as well, medium, whatever you want to call it. Um, Julia Cannon, and so I did her class, and she taught me how this is more how I've learned how to channel and be in tune with myself too as well. So I've done a lot of work when it comes to that. Um, and yeah, stay with the body across them. Yeah, yeah, it's happening. Yes, right, right. Wow, then you're a light being, you're a light worker. You're meant to be out there then. Your energy must be amazing because, I mean, that's meant to be. You wouldn't even be in that physical body, you would have left it. So you obviously chose it too. You probably agreed as well. It was like, all right, I agree with you. I mean, it had to be an agree around the whole circle. Your higher self, your angels. Um, it it was wow. That is so. Anyway, she has a book on accidents, and they say it's never an accident. So you were meant to have it so that you can communicate and wake up. It was almost like your way of waking up. I don't know if you ever woke up before this, like really woke up, like you already knew it. I don't know. But it was almost like they are trying to communicate, and I had to like really go, okay, we made this agreement. If he didn't wake up at this time, we have to make drastic measures because he's a light worker and his love will go around. And just by him being him, that radiates into the others. And that makes them happy or in a good mood or just feeling better. Um, and they want you to talk to them every single day, every second. They want to communicate with you all the time. So when you're by yourself, you can communicate with them, and they will give you names like through your car, through music, through like the name of them will come through that. And it seems like you have three now that I'm like tuning into you, and three of them. Yeah, because communication to God. So the source, you really have to stay connected to source, like to God. You really need that connection truly, because when you keep to choosing good, 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 good. Good will come for you. Good will happen. It will just be a rhythm, and it won't stop for you. And you'll feel it, and you'll feel better every day, and you'll feel joyful every day. And I got that channel for you right now. They just told me that. And I felt like really, really good for you. Yeah, radiating for sure. Yep, I love it. Yeah. Mm, I hope good for you too. Um, so, yeah, that's great. There's a whole thing of it though. Yeah, I'm just like, wow. Yeah. Yeah, I just feel it so well. And today was the day because I just feel like as we keep moving into the future, it's just so important that we pay attention and just become aware. And how do you feel when you're aware? And that's it. And can you look for things that help you? Tools such as breathing. I mean, that's our main basic tool that they knew that they could give us that could help us get through things. Grounds us. It just puts us back to center. And I feel like it's just so important that we focus on just that simple task. It's the one tool we have. So just breathing, not putting a lot of social media and a lot of media in our minds. Because remember, we are masters. We are magnificent, each and every one of us. Sure, we have personalities and we like different things, but we still are all these mighty beings in this body, right? No matter what, period. Nice. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks. Um, okay. Well, I want to do that. Let's do it a different day though, because I have a session here shortly and I just felt so, oh, I love it. I love it. It's wonderful. Yep. It's amazing. Good. Definitely. But yeah, so I have a session here shortly. I just wanted to come on here and just put a little love out there, remind you guys who you are, uh, or just even help you guys remember who you are. It's my whole goal in life. Um, I love everyone out there for sure. Love goes out. Um, but I'll definitely try to stay on doing these sessions. I would love to um, connect. And if you guys want to, let me do this. You guys can email me. Yep, at jen@happylion.com, as well as you can go to just Happy Lion. Let's see. I believe it. Right. Well, there's some really amazing people out there who are just so in tune, and it's amazing. And I love it. It's your true nature self to be that amazing too. They've just tapped into it. They just started trusting themselves. We all hold this beauty about ourselves. And that's showing you, because they're no different than you. They're still human. Um, they just trust themselves. They trust the psychic. They trust. Mhm. Yep, they I love it. I know. More just a light worker, I always say. Because that's like the new version, if you ask me. It kind of like clears the stigma, the like, ugh. Oh, well, I hope it all works out for you guys. You're amazing. Thanks for following me. Thanks for downloading my episodes. And it's almost like don't take life too serious. Laugh. You need to laugh. Perfect. It's great. Oh no. I hope she's okay. They got hit hard. I know. My ugh, I do so much. Thank you. Okay, well, have a wonderful day. You can always take care.